What's up, protagonists? It is I, Sync the Hero, and today we are going to be looking at the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie trailer. Finally dropped. I know everybody's excited. I'm very excited. So without further ado, let's just jump into it. So let's get started.
Sonic, you finally found your family.
Try to keep up.
I know it hasn't always been easy, but you didn't change who you are in here.
Yeah, in my lungs.
Or your heart.
Now, first of all, I just want to say, if you haven't seen the trailer, you should definitely go watch it yourself. A few things I wanted to point out. One, it's just really cool seeing Sonic characters in real life locations, seeing Knuckles. Here, let me slow this down. Give me like 0.5. Seeing Knuckles mess up this clock, which I don't want to say this is Big Ben, but because I haven't seen Big Ben in a long time, so I'm not gonna say it's Big Ben, but it looks like Big Ben.
I know it hasn't always been easy.
Which, okay, considering the scenery, maybe it is, and I'm bugging. I don't know. Somebody can tell me in the comments if I'm wrong. Pretty sure I'm right. Besides the point, seeing that's just cool to see. And then seeing Tom and Sonic talk in, the cave that Sonic used to live in, or he used to be in Green Hill, which is not Green Hill, but it is Green Hill. We know it's Green Hill.
But you didn't change who you are in here.
Which looks like he's talking to him at two different points in the movie, trying to this seems like a point where he's trying to convince Sonic to go talk to Shadow and try to get him to stop trying to kill everybody.
In my lungs.
Or your heart.
But of course, Sonic the jokester he is.
There's been a high-level security breach. And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance.
And then here, Shadow breaking out. Seems like we make a reference to the end of the last movie. The end of Sonic 2, we saw that Shadow kind of he was awakened by, I guess, Dr. Stone, or somebody else accidentally woke him up. Either way, they found at the end of the last movie, they found out that there was a lab that was, I guess, underground or in an island that dates back to 50 years, and somebody must have accidentally activated, or Dr. Stone, when he found it, he activated it, not knowing what he was getting himself into.
And we need Team Sonic's immediate assistance. Project Shadow is far beyond anything we've ever encountered.
Shadow's story began a lot like yours, Sonic.
And then here we have Maria, which I know we all want Maria to die because, Sonic Adventure 2, but I don't know if they're going to kill her off the same way. It's probably this movie is still, I think it's a PG, so definitely not going to shoot her, but she might still die in some vague and or explosion-y way, and we're going to see that a little bit later.
But where you found family and friends,
oh my gosh, the CGI is so much better.
Lost.
Oh yeah, exactly, right here. So it looks like Gerald is right here, and they're both holding Maria as she passes away in what looks like an explosion out somewhere else that's not the lab. Which I will put up some of the concept art that we have for Sonic 3 that actually leaked a while back through an artist's through their ArtStation account. But it had a old lab that had skeletons. It was kind of decrepit and destroyed, which looks like maybe that's what happened prior to this. Maybe it didn't. We'll see, obviously, when the movie comes out, but it's kind of, we can all theorize right now.
All right, we got a rogue alien on the loose. How do we find it?
Start with the giant fireball?
I love it. Let's start with a giant fireball.
And of course, it's always cool seeing Sonic and crew team up, land somewhere, jump out of a plane or helicopter.
Dude, I'm standing right here.
You're a colorful bunch.
We don't want to fight you.
Actually, Sonic.
And then, of course, we got Keanu Reeves. Keanu Reeves was such a good choice, and I love the callbacks. Which it would have been even funnier if we got The Rock as Knuckles, or as the president. Either one would have been really funny. But Keanu Reeves being Shadow is a really good choice for an actor and for a Shadow voice. And there he goes. Use chaos control or just teleporting, whatever they want to call it here.
Can we just talk about this?
Dang, and he just takes him out immediately.
He's too powerful.
And there's Tom yelling.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but we need...
One thing I want to point out is, if we go back, them fighting Shadow, it's interesting. His energy is not the regular, or rather not his energy. His shoes is not his regular color. It's like blue jets shooting out of his shoes instead of the red or normal like jet fuel kind of energy. What you would see in like a plane or like a rocket, just that normal yellow. Instead, it's a bright light blue. But later on, right here, we see him running and it is his normal red energy. So maybe he's not using it in the same way. It's interesting. We'll see how his shoes work in this movie compared to how they work in the games, but it's definitely a different color than it is in both of these scenes. Also, I like how his eyes are glowing red. Love that. And just this scene entirely, everybody's seen the Shadow the Hedgehog opening. It looks just like it. It looks a lot similar, and I hope that they reference that. Maybe he'll kick them in the same way. Obviously, he probably won't pull out a gun on them, but you know, it'd be cool to see. And then Tom screaming, you know, it's the human characters. You'll love them or hate them, they're there, so you gotta accept that they're there. It is what it is, you know. It's the third movie. If you're not over them, then if you're not over it by now, then that's kind of on you. But this, so a lot of people, I saw a couple of people thinking that this was Amy right here, just because of that red, that pinkish color, but that is Knuckles. And they're tied up, and a black hole is activated, and I guess that Shadow is doing. But no, this is definitely Knuckles, because if you pause it like we are right now, you can see that these are his gloves and his boots. But I can see why I know why people want Amy. Of course, I want another animal character too, but in a 2-hour movie, definitely not gonna have the time to flesh out Amy, Shadow, and Rouge. But they could, but somebody's getting shafted, kind of like how Tails got shafted in Sonic movie 2. So it's just better if they don't focus on one character at a time.
I believe I'm saying this, but we need you know who.
This is a bad idea.
When has that ever stopped me?
Doctor.
Thinking of Jim Carrey, obviously back as Eggman.
Even for you.
We need
And
your
he
help.
is even fatter. And it's interesting, his condition to helping them is him getting back a quill, which, what is he going to do with that quill? Maybe we'll see Mecha Sonic. My personal theory, before we knew that Shadow was just going to be the main villain, was I thought that the third movie would be easy promotion, like three hedgehogs, three sides, kind of in the similar vein to SA2, where you choose a side. And there are three sides: Eggman's side, the government side, and then Sonic and Friends side, where Eggman would have Metal Sonic as his hedgehog. The government would unleash Shadow, and kind of have him controlled, and then the last side would be obviously Sonic and Friends, which it was just a theory if they wanted to increase, if they wanted to do the SA2 story a little bit differently, which obviously they are, but it's interesting that Robotnik is kind of just looks like he's given up on life. He doesn't want to do anything. Bro's just sad. And it's kind of funny. But yeah.
What?
Him wanting a quote is so interesting. Maybe if we get another movie, they'll do Mecha Sonic or Metal Sonic. Whatever.
I need room.
But, sir, I don't have the proper materials.
Found some.
When we're done, there won't be anything.
The use of Live and Learn. Oh my gosh. So I hope they actually include it in the movie. There's been talks that it is in the movie and then talks that it isn't. It's not very clear. So I'm just gonna say I hope it is in the movie. And kind of just go from there. Like, if it is, if it isn't, I want it to be in there. At least when Sonic and Shadow fight. If not, maybe in the credits. Give it to me somewhere, you know?
Hey, no cheat code! What did you do?
What I had to.
The CGI is so good. Like, oh my gosh, that CGI is so good. And also, he Akira slides, which didn't even talk about the fact that he's on a motorcycle, but he also Akira slides. Everybody loves the Akira slide. I'm glad that Shadow gets his Akira slide. I love that. He just abandons it in the air. Oh my gosh.
Welcome home, my boy.
Okay, this
Possible.
Is it?
It couldn't be.
Couldn't it? Are you? In the saggy flesh.
yeah, and of course, Gerald Robotnik being alive still. If I saw one or two people saying that this is Eggman's dad, and it's not. It's definitely still Gerald Robotnik. It's definitely his grandfather, but it's interesting that he's alive because where are they? Maybe they're in that lab still. If they're not, Robotnik clearly didn't know that he was still alive. Judging by his face right here, he definitely didn't know he was still alive. So it's kind of crazy that they brought him back. And maybe he's this hallucination. Maybe he's a ghost. Probably leaning towards him still being alive. And Jim Carrey. It's not often that he comes back for sequels, let alone a third one, since this is the first time he's come back for a third one. This is probably him being able to play Gerald as well as Robotnik might just be the reason that he came back. Which we also noticed his nose is bigger, which that little crease is giving me weird vibes, that little crease. But his nose is bigger, he's just as fat as, or it looks like he's kind of just as fat
In the saggy flesh.
as Robotnik is now.
Are you?
But him going crazy is, I guess we'll see how they do it, because this looks like a more classic Robotnik crazy rather than I'm going to destroy the planet SA2 crazy. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he does end up being the ultimate villain, and they have to stop him from maybe destroying the moon or the space colony arc. If we see either of those things, hopefully we do. If not, that's fine too. This is just a different rendition of the Sonic Adventure 2 game. Ooh, I was about to say movie. But yeah, so
Are you? In the saggy flesh.
interesting. And there he is. but yeah, that was the trailer. Hopefully we'll get some more. We'll get another trailer soon, which I'm debating whether or not I even want to watch another trailer. One is good enough just so I know that the movie looks good, but I don't know if I want to spoil all the plot details for myself, even though obviously Sonic Adventure 2, this game's old. So at this point, if you don't know the story, that's kind of on you. But we'll see what happens. I think I'll make a decision on whether or not watching the second trailer is a good idea. You guys let me know what you think in the comments below. Please subscribe and become a protagonist with me. I'm Sync the Hero, and I'm out of here. Peace, guys.